Okay, so as our guest puts 10 minutes on the clock, Mike, somebody finally solved the hard hat puzzle from
somebody did.
a year ago?
No. The year ago one was solved. This was the one that Adam, one of our fantastic viewers, had sent in to solve. So it was really the second one this year, if you want to count it that way. And Exoteric solved this thing. It was turtle graphics. So Adam had kind of encoded instruction sets into little bits.
Logo.
And, so it drew out PDC09. So it was solved. We sent out a T-shirt, and hopefully he'll receive that one soon.
Awesome. Got a new one?
So we do have a new one, but before I show the new one, I do have to show this cool poster that we have.
This is a prize if you solve it.
Well, and a T-shirt.
Wow.
Right? People like the T-shirt. Yep. So we'll send out this new internal PDC poster, which shows the big brain, which reminds me of Robotron. Remember that old classic arcade game with the big brains? Yeah, Robotron.
Yeah.
So this one is, I think, a bit challenging. People may need to actually collaborate on the forums on this one, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I will show the image. The download will actually be more useful. But the clue is insignificant jelly beans, a game of tag, and the answer is the name of the old book. So first one to post the correct answer to that hard hat challenge in the thread below this video will get the poster and the T-shirt.
I like it.
It's a tough one. It's going to take people some thinking.
We'll see.
I know Tim already knows the answer, of course.
We'll see.
I'll keep it quiet.
Speaking of Tim Sneed
Hi.
is our
How are
guest.
you?
Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So yet another one of our esteemed track owners.
Track owners, we have
Yes.
tracks this year.
We do, sort of, kind of. So Tim is in charge of the Windows track, or
That's right.
the client track and technologies. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the client track is essentially a collection of all the technologies that put stuff on the screen that are run on your client PC, whatever it is. So Windows 7, Silverlight, Windows Presentation Foundation, Internet Explorer, Expression Studio, all those kind of things that are either related to creative expression or design or stuff that you physically run on your machine. And so we've got some cracking sessions this year.
Cracking! Wow.
Cracking.
We haven't had that one yet.
He's British.
That's
So,
true.
but let me ask the question that everyone's been asking.
Uh-huh.
The hard question. Everyone knows that Windows 7 is going to launch a few weeks before PDC.
Apparently so.
So what's going to be new and unique in terms of content around Windows at PDC?
Yeah. Well, I think, the thing is we're going to go deeper than ever before. The PDC for me has always been the conference where you go to really get the level 400, 500 kind of content that is, under the hood.
Makes your brain hurt.
The internal stuff. Yeah, I remember, going to my first PDC was back in, 97, 98. I remember being sat in on some sessions where, I didn't understand a word that was being said almost, but I just felt kind of cool to just be in this kind of hallowed ground with these people who, were the architects of some of the COM+ futures, what eventually became the .NET framework. And so that's our kind of goal for the Windows 7 sort of sessions here, that we don't just do an introductory session on touch or an introductory session on, DirectX, but we're really kind of deep under the covers, So we've got some applied sessions, all delivered by the Microsoft engineers that built the product, all focused on, tough design decisions, tough development decisions, things that you need to kind of be aware of. So, thinking about the ribbon, for example, we've got some really good sessions on, how they sort of had to deal with various different sort of challenges in creating it, things that you need to be aware of if you're building the ribbon into your own applications. We've got a super session on the DirectX 11 compute shader stuff.
This one sounds interesting to me.
And it's probably right at your
Yeah, ready for that one.
It's all about shifting the computational activity straight to the GPU because the X11 provides a lot more functionality there.
So wait a minute, that's not just about bits on the screen, it sounds like what you just said.
Well, that's kind of true. It's a client track.
Yep.
Or if it's a track.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's everything related to the client or client-related kind of technology. So yeah, you're going to see some really cool sessions. We've kept pretty quiet about the Windows 7 sessions up to this point. We've not really talked about many of them. We're kind of trying to hold off a little bit and whet people's appetite, but we've got some good stuff there.
And you have some surprises up your sleeve, right?
We absolutely do.
There's going to be some announcements that people may or may not be expecting or anticipating, right?
Yep, and I'm not going to say what they are.
It's the delicate balance.
So this is always the challenge, right, with PDC. People are looking at the content and saying, well, what are they going to see? What are they going to, is it worth me coming to the event?
Right.
And to my mind, the stuff that you want to look for is how many sessions are not on the track.
Absolutely.
Because the more stuff that we're not talking about, the more stuff that,
will be held until
Exactly.
keynotes.
Matter of fact, I got an email this morning about that very concern. It's like, look, I need to know what the future is. What are you guys going to talk about related to the future? But it is a tough balance. What can you say? What do you have to hold back as a surprise? And they had mentioned in this case, I heard this topic at this other event. I'm like, I'm sure you have.